Hi and welcome to Hungry Eli. So on today's episode is all about the battle between prawn-based pasta dishes. So as usual, we have our shop bought version, which today is a king prawn alfredo, which is more creamy based, got prawns on the top, and our, as usual as well, homemade version completely from scratch, including the pasta, which today features the power of squid ink, which is going to make the pasta jet black, which always looks amazing, especially with our sauce, which is more bisque based today, so nice and red. We've got our ingredients laid out here. We're going to start with the pasta, which has some cooling time in the fridge, about 30 minutes as usual, and let's get started. If you've seen my other episodes, you know the drill. We're going to do a little flour pyramid with a hole in the middle, crack the eggs in, so 400 grams of flour, 4 large eggs, and then start mixing. The difference today is obviously that we use squid ink, which be careful, it's going to make your hands black. Do not wear anything white. If you have an apron, be more responsible than me, wear your apron, and wash your fingernails well afterwards, because they're going to look black. Make sure to have your trusty scraper. That's always really helpful for the pasta dishes. If you don't have one yet, I honestly recommend you to get one. And then we're gonna mix a little bit of squid ink pasta in there already. Sorry, squid ink. 3/4 of a teaspoon to start with. All right, so as you can see, that came together beautifully. So really nice buttery texture, nice and bouncy, and really nice deep black color. So if you take 3/4 of a teaspoon of squid ink, then that's perfect. Let's pop that in the fridge for half an hour and get started on the bisque sauce. All right, so for our bisque sauce, we've got 3 celery sticks, the equivalent of 2 carrots in weird mini carrots, 3 shallots, and then I'd say 3 cloves of garlic. And for the prawns, it depends how many people you're cooking for. I would say between 2 and 3 prawns per person. So there's a few that are cut up in the sauce, and at least 1 on top for decoration, which looks really pretty. We are going to deshell the prawns, so it's very important to get full shelled ones for this. You can get them either fresh or frozen, although to be honest, the fresh ones are always frozen if you live in my part of the world, so you might as well get the frozen ones. They're a little bit more cost effective. So just take the heads off, all of them like this. Take the tail off, be gentle so you don't lose too much meat. Peel the shell off from the outside, and then we're going to put these to the side for the time being. Do that with all of them, and then I'll see you again in a second. Right, so now that we've deshelled the prawns, we're going to devein them as well. So what we want to do is gently at the top of the prawn, cut open along the rim. So here where you can see a dark line, that's where we're going to cut, because that's where the poop is. Wash them out, quickly rinse them, and then they are ready to cook. Alright, so now that we've butterflied our prawns and we've got our shells ready to go as well, we're just going to quickly chop up the vegetables on the side and then continue making the stock. Right, okay, so now that the shallots here are dried and our vegetables all cut up with the prawn heads ready, we're going to put everything in the pot together with some olive oil, salt, pepper. Fry that off until you get some nice color on the prawns, and we're then going to deglaze that with some white wine.
Nice.
Alright, so now that our sauce is simmering away, which we want to reduce by about half so all the alcohol cooks off, we can get back to the pasta. Because of the squid ink, it's quite sticky, so we want some 00 flour on the side, ready to basically coat the pasta in flour. We're gonna need it. Squish it a little bit, and then directly just coat it in some flour. Don't worry, it's not gonna mess up the color, it's gonna stay nice and black, as we want. Half that again. And then we're gonna get rolling, obviously starting from the lowest to about, if 0 is the lowest, go to about 6. That's a nice thickness for tagliatelle that we're gonna go for. What we can do now is sort of twist them together in a little net and keep them on the side. And we don't need to be worried that they stick together because it's got all the flour around it. All right, so our pasta's done. We're gonna leave that on the side and now revert back to the sauce. Alright, so the sauce is reduced by about half, so put a sieve out. Make sure that all the big bits stay outside, discard those and just be left with the sauce. Make sure that you press down on the shell so you get all those nice juices and flavours out, and don't waste any of that. Alright, so now that we've sieved the sauce, we have transferred it to a smaller pot. We're still cooking it on low heat, and we're going to add a knob of butter just to give it a really nice and silky texture. What we're going to do now is, just to finish the sauce off, add the prawns. So from the prawns you have, as said, for each portion you want to keep at least one big prawn for the top just to decorate because it looks really nice. So depending on the number of people that you have, pick out the nicest prawns and keep those for the top because we're going to butter poach those separately with some thyme, some garlic, some butter, salt, pepper. And the other ones we're going to chop up and gently poach them on low heat in the sauce once we're happy with it. This size. You can do it smaller if you want, but it's quite nice to have a little bit of bite to it whilst you're eating the pasta as well. Now, whilst the sauce is reducing down, we're going to butter poach the prawns. So, got some thyme, some garlic, salt, pepper. We're going to add the whole prawns, and then on very low heat, let the butter melt, poach those prawns. Make sure to not overcook them. Keep it on very low heat so that they stay nice and juicy. Alright, so now that we've done all the hard work, we can assemble. So we'll take some of our pasta that we've added olive oil to so it doesn't stick together. And take a big spoon and then sort of twirl it around. Now add some of the sauce on top. And then we're going to finish it off with a large prawn on top and some fresh parsley. Hope you guys enjoy, and let's see what Eli thinks about.
No.